Good morning. Continuing the series of presentations I'm doing about the year of the Eucharist and the parish, I wanted to talk today, maybe a couple of different sessions, on the Creed, which we say at Mass. Right after the homily, we say the Creed at Sunday and solemnities Masses. Then we go to the prayer of the faithful and the liturgy of the Eucharist. What is the Creed? Why do we do it? Well, let's start with the so-called Nicene Creed, which technically actually ought to be called the Nicene Constantinopolitan Creed, but no one's going to say all that. That's okay. The Nicene part comes from the Council of Nicaea in 325. The Constantinopolitan part comes from the Council of Constantinople, surprise, in 381. What was the Creed all about in the first place? It had to do with attempts to deal with the question of Jesus. Is Jesus the firstborn of all creation and the best of all of God's creatures? Or is he divine? Is he God from God? So the Creed was an attempt to wrestle with that issue and to resolve it. A man named Arius insisted that he was just the greatest of all creatures. That view was repudiated, and so the heresy Arianism comes from his point of view, which was to say that no, Jesus was not divine. The Nicene Creed said yes, he was. The theory was that that would settle the issue, except that when the Emperor Constantine died, his son took over. His son was much, much more in favor of Arius. And so divisions occurred throughout the church. Is he or isn't he? And which bishops are properly installed in which churches, and on and on and on. It was a terrible mess. Finally, for about 40 years of trouble, 50 years of trouble, all of this was attempted to be resolved one more time with the Council of Constantinople, which expanded the Nicene Creed. Okay? The Nicene Creed's core is that Jesus is one substance with the Father. Homoousion, that's the word. Okay? And he's God from God, light from light, true God from true God. So, that's the creed that we recite at church. Why? Because there were a lot of areas in Europe that were still tending toward Arianism, toward the heresy, and so the creed was brought in as a way of guaranteeing the orthodoxy of the faith of the people in church. So that's a kind of an important thing. I will say a little bit more about the Constantinopolitan Creed a little later on, but for now, that's enough. Thank you.